Okay. 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 Let's get it. All right. Spawning in the upper right-hand corner of Everdream, in the blue, it is Infinity Gaming's Denver. And his opponent in the lower left-hand corner, in the red, it is Clash's Reynor. Alright, so I'm going to tell you guys what happened. If, during loading, a player's game crashes, you kind of just sit in the loading screen for like 4 or 5 minutes. There's really nothing you can do, as far as I know. You just sit in the loading screen. And eventually you load into the game. And if it's one of the players, it'll just give the auto victory to the other person. And if it's an observer, it'll just say they've left the game. So what happened there was TLO versus Rodson and the observers who were casting it all waited in that loading screen for like 5 minutes. Meanwhile, I rebooted my StarCraft client and tried to get into another game, but it wouldn't let me because I was technically still supposed to be in that loading screen. So these guys invited me to a game, and I was like, sorry, my StarCraft is bugged. I'm gonna relog. I didn't expect them to, but they waited for me, and as soon as I relogged, Denver invited me to the game. The lobby, they were waiting for me, keeping it open. And I gotta say, massive, massive shout out to these guys for waiting. For little old me, they could absolutely have started this game, and it wouldn't have made any difference. So big shout out to them. Stuff like that, I really like to call it out and make sure that it's known when players do really awesome stuff like that. Okay, now to cast some StarCraft. Reynor's playing very standard, except he's got a bunch of drones, zerglings moving across the map, and a single drone. Oh, he's gonna take this third base. Now, what's crazy is on the other side of things, Denver didn't get speed, instead opting for a lair. Is he gonna get speed now? I'm not too sure. He's gonna send these lings away with his queens. And he's gonna, ooh, not quite gonna spot this base. Very interesting. All right, looks like Denver's going for some two-base shenanigans here. He's got a lair coming up, but what is this lair really for? Does anybody else feel like this might be for mutas? I don't know, maybe not. It doesn't have any more gases, so it can't be for mutas, right? Denver, buddy, what are you doing? Because this looks like two-base roach. Okay, it is going to be two-base roach. As he's getting that +1 missile attacks. Two-base roach is a build I haven't seen in a very long time. Very interesting. Reynor, though, pushing across the map, gonna maybe try to break this wall with some zerglings. Behind this, he's going for +1 missile attacks as well. So +1, pretty similar for both players. There's not going to be that roach speed for Reynor. But he should still be able to drop down that roach warren and get some roaches out in short order. It is going to be tough for him to hold this forward third base though, as that'll be very close to, much closer to where Denver's pushing. Lair now coming up for Reynor. Denver's making non-stop roaches. He's getting ready to move across the map. Oh, there's some lings coming out. The lings will see the roaches and confirm that this is a very normal, kind of old school two-base roach build. Third base is going to go down. Reynor should be able to get the cancel on that very quickly. Kills the drone and dips on out of there. Nice catch from Reynor. Being very active with those lings, which buys him a lot more time to get roaches out. And if we take a look at the supply, well, Reynor's closer, but Denver is still... Oh boy. He is ahead. 46 to 32 army supply, but Denver not moving out just yet. Maybe waiting for that +1. This is a very strange opening from Denver. Perhaps a meta opening against Reynor? I don't know, man. Ling's looking for an opening. They're not going to find it. Bunch of roaches in this base. Speed is definitely done. These roaches are quick. Reynor's speed just now starting. Well, about a third of the way through. He's trying to get more and more roaches out. Reynor's army supply finally eclipsing that of Denver. Doesn't need roach speed really because he's not going to be pushing across. For defending, roach speed isn't nearly as important. He will have defender's advantage. Just going to give Reynor a big advantage in this fight. +1 is done for both players. Ooh, Reynor feeling like he can jump on top of this army. He does have some queens with this as well. And Denver says, yeah, I think I'm going to run away. It's the bonus of having that early roach speed is you can choose to disengage. Some Lings on the backside, catching a roach. 1 of 2. And Reynor very successfully takes and holds this forward third base, which is very good for his gas mining. He's mining the same amount of gas with 3 less drones. It also means that it'll be easier for him to take this base a little later on, or even this one. But Reynor now with his speed done, he has not started +2, which Denver has. Reynor has just held the R key, and he's going to come in for a fight right now. He's up a lot of supply. He's jumping right on top of these roaches. Pulls back a little bit. Got a couple more Ravagers coming in. Going to start dropping those vials. Forcing Denver to reposition. But I think Reynor's just going to be able to take this. Dodging vials expertly. And just finding a very nice position to take this fight and take the game. Just like that, Reynor showing why he is the master. Well played. A well played game. Should be getting into a game number 2 pretty soon. It's nice to hear about them being professional about their jobs. I mean, the thing is in a tournament like this, you really don't have to. You don't have to try super hard, right? There's a lot of casters. There's a lot of games. If you really don't want a caster in your game, it's kind of like, yeah, maybe too bad, but also, like you can kind of avoid it, and most of the time it's fine. It's not the biggest deal if you just play the game and don't worry too much about the casters. I honestly don't even, like, again, I wouldn't blame them if they had started the game while I was relogging. But the fact that they waited for me, I just really appreciate that. And that's true, Mecha Fan. Like, obviously, without the audience, events couldn't afford to pay the players. But at the same time, we're only paying for the finals, right? So, like, and I think, like, the semifinals and the finals, you have to wait and make sure they're being cast. But before that, it's kind of like you should. But you don't have to try super hard to make it happen. So I do really appreciate that. But we've got ourselves a game number 2. Let's hop on in. Spawning on the left side of Golden Wall, a map we don't see very often. It is Infinity Gaming's Denver. And on the right side, in the red, it is Clash's Reynor. Both players dropping the early pool. Reynor's a little bit earlier, and Denver's got that gas mining. So it looks like this is the classic 13-12 versus a 12 pool, which actually favors the 13-12 here. Although here's a question, is Reynor gonna pull the boys with this? And nope, looks like he's gonna go ahead and take the expansion. Just got the 8 and should be 10 lings moving across the map. But yeah, this is actually fantastic for Denver. We've got 8 of his own lings coming out. It's going to be lings versus lings. And Denver's going to have the much quicker speed. I think Denver might be able to take a quick victory here in game number 2. This is not something we get to see pretty much ever at the highest level. Ooh, Denver getting a fantastic early engagement, kills 2 lings and doesn't lose a single one. Reynor in a ton of trouble. He's pulling back home. He's got more lings on the way, making an overlord. Wait, isn't he? Yeah, there he goes. Okay, I was looking at the wrong production tab. I was like, he's making an overlord. And then I looked up here and I was like, there's no overlord. What? The problem for Reynor is that speed is about to finish. And what does he do once speed is done? I think he just dies. There's no speed here for Reynor. There's no gas. More lings coming across the map. Queen trying to get to the ramp. Lings trying to get to the ramp. Drones coming down off the line, drilling through. Bunch more lings on the way now for Denver. He doesn't quite have enough lings here to do the damage he needs to. And he stopped mining gas, so there's no Bane nest behind this. That's kind of what I was expecting, to be honest. He's now getting into the main base. Trying to find some damage. They can outmaneuver Reynor's lings very easily. Oh, gonna get on top of this queen, but they can't stick around for too long. Denver not really finding the damage that I thought he was going to. Gets a surround on one queen and pulls away. I think the lings in the main base all got cleaned up. And Reynor defends. Man, that was not what I was expecting to happen. Lings are still going to run in and be annoying. Going to get another drone. Reynor, he's still up a worker. Still no gas mining for Reynor, though. But Denver isn't mining any more gas either. He's just droning up behind this. So both players not taking up any further. Looks like these lings have been largely dealt with for now. Now, where do these players go from here? It's a weird game. It's a very weird game. Looks like Denver's just going to drop the third base up north. No third from Reynor just yet. See where he decides to put that down. Ooh, he's dropping the Evo Chamber and the Roachhorn out front, so Reynor gonna get set up to go into the next stage of the game. Evo Chamber coming down for Denver as well. Both players looking for that phase 2. So far, Reynor has proved himself just a very good CVZ player. Like, damn, I cannot believe he held off that 13-12 so well with a 12 pool. The macro 12 pool usually does not do well against the 13-12, but I guess since Denver didn't go for Banes, instead pulled off a gas and went for a hatchery of his own, makes a little bit more sense. Reynor's just gonna wall off here. Oh, there it is. All right, there you go. All right, a lot of gas being mined now for Reynor. He's got his +1 missile attacks. Still no ling speed. Reynor, he's like slow lings is where it's at. And he's making roaches just now starting his lair. His lair feels so late since Denver's is about to finish. Is Reynor just going to go hard on roaches then? I don't know, man. Reynor is taking this gold base, though. It's kind of what I expected. In these kinds of games, you don't always need that extra gas. Gold base only comes with 1 gas. Now, something that Denver could do is mine out his back minerals, send a couple of roaches back here, and just try to be annoying behind the mineral line. Roaches for Reynor out and defending. He's got slow lings moving across for a counterattack. Only Reynor can find counter damage with slow zerglings. Oh my god. Literally the only person on the planet that could find counter damage with slow zerglings. Somehow gets them across the map to do damage. Kills 3 drones and a queen. It's all he'll get. Those lings go down. But Reynor is going to start mining from this gold base. He is down a few workers at the moment, so he's going to need to drone up a little bit. But his income, the bonus income from this base, should make up for it at least a bit. Oh, these drones going on an adventure? No, they will turn around and go home. Glial Reconstitution and +1 about to finish up here for Denver. Reynor's +1 was ahead, so he's got +2 on the way, as well as +1 Carapace over halfway done. And his roach speed is on the way, and Denver's not moving out right now, so it's not going to be a good timing for Denver where the upgrades are even. Yeah, because he's got Carapace on the way now as well. But Reynor's going to be on 1-1. And with roach speed pretty soon, is he going to make a bunch of units and try to move across the map? Is the next question. Neither player seems to be switching off the roach tech. Both feeling very comfortable with it. There we go, Reynor. Making a lot of roaches. He's going full roach boy. Denver's set up with a nice concave. He has a spine crawler here, and there's no Ravagers, so there's not going to be any biles going down on that spine. Reynor's going to pull back home, at least for now. This is fully scouted by Denver. These drones going to try to mine through. 2 of them have minerals, though, so I don't know about all that. Is Reynor planning on taking this base? I'm not sure why he's mining through. There's no gold base for him to hit the mineral line of, and he'd have to mine through these to get any damage done. Roaches finally make it through. Oh, I missed it. Denver did exactly what I said he should do. How did he get these back here? Did he drop them? Because he didn't mine through. Oh my god, big engagement in the middle of the map. I think Denver's winning this one. Reynor has got some roaches down here that aren't in this fight. That being said, Reynor is currently up the upgrade. Both waiting for +2 to finish. Reynor is up 2 upgrades right now. Oh my god, he's seizing the moment as well. There's still a good bit of time before Denver's upgrades finish and they even up. And Reynor ends up winning that fight. Just barely, though. And the supplies are very, very even behind this. Reynor is down on workers. If we check the income graph, it's been heavily in Denver's favor for a while now. I somehow missed him getting roaches back there. I think he might have dropped them in a dropper wood. Yeah, there it is. He just ferried them over. Really nice play there for Reynor, or for Denver. And Reynor's in a bit of trouble right now, just because his economy is down. He is up in roaches, but it's hard for him to really do anything with that. Gonna need to see a 4th base here for both these players soon. Looks like Denver's taking the upper left corner. There's no 4th base for Reynor yet. And he is going to be mining through these mineral patches pretty soon. So we could try to take this base. Ooh, a lot of roaches. Okay, just a few roaches being split off to go behind here. Reynor still up in that roach count. Sends 4 roaches down. The upgrades are even. Neither player getting any further in that upgrade path. Yeah, I'm really interested. Reynor does not have a 4th base. Ooh, there's more roaches here for Denver. A few more roaches group up for Reynor. It's just a battle of positioning. Ooh, some biles landing on top of Denver's roaches. Oh no, but Reynor tries to move up north, gets a bunch of roaches caught, and even a ravager in there. Not a good start to this fight. Oh, and Denver trying to pin Reynor in so he cannot leave. He's forced to take this fight. This is a very disadvantageous fight. Reynor splitting his army and trying to get on out of there, but so far, Denver absolutely outpositioning him in this game. So we've got some roaches hitting in a counterattack here for Reynor. Doing a little bit of damage, but these roaches are doing some damage of their own. Reynor's gotta clean them up. Oh no, once again, Denver was just ready up at the top side. Reynor losing a lot of roaches. We take a look at the trades. Has been in Denver's favor by a good bit, and considering Denver's also been mining a lot more, it's not too shocking that we see him up about 20 supply right now. Oh, Reynor's roaches getting caught a little bit out, but they do skedaddle away. Ooh, bunch of roaches moving down south. Oh, Reynor taking some bile hits. He loses a bunch of his roaches up here, and now this mining is completely thwarted by this big group of roaches behind the mineral line. Denver posturing out front with his superior roach count. All right, Reynor wants to pounce on this. He's gonna pounce on it. He's got roaches coming from 3 angles, splitting to avoid the biles and getting a lot of damage on these roaches as they pull backwards. I don't know if Reynor has enough to really push in though. These roaches still, they took out the queen even. This base now mining for Reynor, but it's actually 50 drones to 50 drones, so their army count is going to be exactly the same. Oh, but this army for Reynor is so small, and he's not watching it for just a second. He takes some big hits, drops some retreating biles. Rest of Denver's army going to come up and go for a flank, perhaps. Ooh, no, just going up to try to attack the base. Reynor pulls back to defend. He's got some roaches down here as well. He's so close to this being mined out. But Reynor is going to get attacked here, and I think Denver might just have too much. Again, the upgrades are even, but Denver has been researching +2 carapace, and once that is up, he'll be up an upgrade. Even without it, it might just be too much. Reynor's supply plummeting. And despite this flank from the backside, I don't think it's going to be enough here for Reynor. Denver just had too many good fights this game. 167 supply to 120. Even if Reynor manages to clean this up, I think it's only a matter of time before Denver just outproduces him. Some roaches hitting in the back at the same time, killing 12 workers. And Reynor down to 40 drones. That's just going to be the GG. Denver's going to take game number 2. Denver looking very nice in that game. Reynor looking a little sloppy, perhaps. A couple of move commands, losing some roaches here and there. Of course, the opening of that game was super weird. And that map is really strange too. But I like that move from Denver, getting those roaches behind the mineral line. Roaches. They got some roaches. Roaches. Oh, Wardy's getting in. Wardy's getting into this one. Oh, we got that back pop. It's the good stuff. It's the good stuff. All right, game 3 coming up. Eternal Empire is going to be our map of choice. ZVZ. Let's Let's get the scores right. Let's get the players right. And let's do it. Let's hop on in. Spawning in the upper right-hand corner of Eternal Empire in the blue for Infinity Gaming. It is Denver. And his opponent in the lower left. In the red for Clash, it is Reynor. I'm not sure where in the bracket this is. It's got to be around a 16 match, right? It is. Okay. Round of 16 match, so winner of this goes into the quarterfinals, where they face either Skillus or Clem. Yeah, we got ourselves a good bracket today. Neither player going for that early pool this game. Both of them keeping to hatch first. Playing much more standard. Playing much more normal StarCraft. Now that Wardy is here, you know, they're on their best behavior. They want to impress Wardy. We all do. Oh, and Drogo is in the bracket today. You know, I didn't see Drogo earlier, but there he is, playing against Bly right now. Nice. Again, a very good bracket today. It usually is a very good bracket, but it feels a little extra special today. The round of 32 is looking really nice. And, yeah, of course, killer round of 16. So both of them doing the exact same thing right now. We are dead mirrored. And it's just looking beautiful. Generally speaking, I would say Reynor ZVZ. I mean, just in general, I think Reynor is the better Zerg player. But also Reynor ZVZ, I would say, is much better. Denver, listen, I watch Lambo's stream sometimes, and I know that Lambo tends to think Denver ZVZ is not the best. But in that last game, it was looking very, very good. Maybe Reynor got a little cocky and wasn't expecting Denver to do quite as well as he did in that Roach v. Roach battle. Both players going to grab their third bases. Both of them getting those Bane nests up. It's like the safety Bane nest. See if either player goes into a +1 missile attacks. Evo chamber here. Who does it first? Something that Serral seems to have taught all the Zergs is how to go into an early +1 missile attacks. There's the Evo chamber coming down for Reynor. Not just yet for Denver. It's also possible we don't see that style of play from one of these players. We could see a melee in the Spire or something of that nature. But we do have the Evo chamber coming down for Denver as well. Lair up for Reynor first. So far, Reynor is just kind of doing everything a little bit earlier. So it makes me wonder if Denver's thinking of doing the same kinds of things. He's actually getting his +1 missile attacks first. This Evo chamber's been done for a while, but no +1 missile attacks for Reynor. There it goes. A very late start on that, considering when he got the Evo chamber up. They end up pretty much even, but I feel like Reynor definitely could have been ahead. Maybe just prioritizing that lair to get that out sooner rather than later. Down goes the Roach Warren for both players. And we're shaping up to have a pretty standard Roach Boys EVZ. Ooh, 2 more gases going down for Reynor now. Oh, both players. All right, never mind. I was getting all excited about more Extractor is going down, but nope. This is one of the more passive and standard ZVZs I think I've ever watched. You can't see Reynor getting cocky? Zergling suit. I actually think it's something that Reynor, more than a lot of players, might struggle with. Is that kind of, cocky might be the wrong word, but yeah, I mean, it is kind of an overconfidence. I don't think it's a big issue with for him, but I think it is something that Reynor might have to deal with from time to time. Oh, Nidus is coming up. That has been scouted by Denver, so Denver knows there's a Nidus on the way, so he's going to be more prepared for this. Spinecrawler's coming up the front. Reynor is making nothing but roaches. Denver's doing the same, but he started a little bit later. Here comes the Nidus for the reinforcements. Oh, roaches are going to get on top of these Spinecrawlers before they're done. One of them goes down very quickly. The other one goes down as well. Denver's got a few too many roaches there. Ooh, and now a Nidus into the main base. More roaches coming out. The reinforcements for Reynor. Does he just have too much here? It's +1 for both players. Drones coming off the line right away. Reynor has 56 drones behind this. Denver can't afford to lose 20 drones. Oh, and Reynor's just going to win the fight anyways. Reynor with that cheeky Nidus Worm play. Nidus Worm going up in the main base. Some roaches there to try to stop it. Will they be successful? Yes, definitely yes. And Reynor will unload once again. Oh, there's a Baneling here with this too. Can the Baneling get a good hit? Go, Baneling, go! Oh, look at that. Not bad. Denver? He's still down in the army supply. And with the Nidus here, Defender's Advantage isn't nearly as impactful. Oh, Nidus gets up in the main. A few roaches leaving. Ah, and another Nidus going up next to it. So even if this one goes down, which it does, there's another one coming up. Denver takes out the one on the low ground down here. But he's still got a ton of roaches in his main base. He's got a roach infestation. I've been there, boys and girls. I've been there. It ain't pretty. A lot of roaches here for Reynor. More coming out of the Nidus every second. Does Denver have enough to hold on? He's down 30 army supply. He's down 20 drones. He has to hold on here. But no. No, he's not going to. And Reynor is going to take game number 3. Take the series 2-1.